time, and all I can say is thank goodness for the internet. Because it really is allowing us to stay connected at this really remarkable time. And I'm just kind of overwhelmed by the amount in my newsfeed, anyway, of incredibly powerful spiritual leaders who are really showing up in service right now. And that's exactly why I am here. So I feel really clear and strong in my purpose right now, and I'm really grateful for that. And I know that's because my life is devoted to being a fear huntress and meeting my subconscious fear, so that when the fear rises in the collective all around me, I don't immediately go back into my history, into my stories of what has happened to me before, and I can stay clear and present. I'm having my 5 minutes of self-pity. Please do not doubt that for 1 second. There's some really big changes and big decisions that need to be made in the Institute right now. And those cause me from time to time to feel a little wobbly. But in general, the sense of fear in the collective isn't kind of triggering me or activating me, which is the word we prefer to use, in the way that it might be for others, because my task every damn day is to meet my subconscious fear. So when these kinds of challenges arise, I can stay in my still point. I can stay in my center largely. I'm not giving myself props here. I'm just explaining how it works and why the work of being a fear hunter matters. Because if we are unaware of the fear programs that are running in our subconscious, when they are activated in the collective in the way that they are right now, we just walk into that and we get completely sucked into that energy. And it's really hard to maintain our own equilibrium. And then it's really hard to be here in service to others. So the work of my life and the work of the Institute is to train women as fear huntresses so that we're able to hold ourselves at that high and light vibration, even though fear is rising and fear is rising and fear is rising in us and fear is rising in our families and our communities and all the rest of it. So I am here in support of the sacred leaders who are doing the deep work right now and who are showing up to their communities and who are holding space for probably a lot of really scared people. And we have the privilege of knowing that our path of awakening means that we're equipped and we have tools and we have understanding. And a lot of people don't. And a lot of people don't even know that their spirituality is not just to band-aid over the bad stuff, but actually to help us face it, to sit with the discomfort of it, and to get uncomfortable in order to show up to this really challenging time. We're not looking for comfort right now. In fact, that should be the opposite of what we're looking for. We're being invited to sit in the discomfort, to sit in the fire. And I would really love for all of the spiritual leaders who are here following the work that I do, who I've trained, to be okay with the fact that we're not here for our comfort. We're never here for our comfort. We're here for our evolution. But particularly right now, we're being, asked to stand in the fire, and we're being asked to meet the extraordinary times in which we live with grace and courage. And that doesn't mean we don't feel the fear. It just means that we're willing to stand in the fire. So I am here inviting you to join me for the next 5 days, starting tomorrow, to do a 5-day sadhana. Now, a sadhana is simply a way of saying spiritual practice, but it's where we're going to make a commitment to show up for the collective in a very structured way. So each day for 5 days, I'm going to go live starting tomorrow. That's going to lead us up till Saturday in Australia, to share a devotional practice. And so each day will build on the next day. So tomorrow I'll introduce one practice, and then the next day another. And so that by day 5, you'll have 5 different practices that I'll invite you to run together. Now, after my 5-day sadhana journey that I'm inviting you to join me, you're very welcome to commit to that sadhana for up to however many days you want. And that's the kind of point of a sadhana. One of my fabulous students, Genevieve, a postgrad, is doing a 1,000-day sadhana. And the reason that we commit to a period of time non-negotiably is so that we can get a little uncomfortable in commitment to our spiritual discipline. So one of the first things that I did when I felt my fear rising around what's happening in the world is I committed to a fast. So for me, fasting is a sacred practice. And what it reminds me of is that my spirituality is not about my comfort. It's not about me getting comfort from, some idea that everything's going to be fine. We don't know how this is going to end. We've got no idea. I know that everything is ultimately serving my awakening, but I'm not trying to bypass my feelings of discomfort. So I go towards those feelings and I say, okay, let's do this. I'm going to sweat for you, God. Whatever you want, I'm in. So I did a fast and kind of prepared myself energetically for what I knew would be coming, both in my work and in the Institute and in the work of supporting my community. And it really allowed me to kind of level up and to say, okay, I'm willing to get uncomfortable. And so the sadhana, even though this is only 5 days, what would it take for you to show up every day for the next 5 days to commit to walking this path with me and offering what we do energetically to the collective, allowing that energy to be taken exactly where it is needed in accordance with the highest good of everyone on the planet right now. And there is a lot of fear. So that's my invitation. I'm going to start tomorrow. I'll let you know what time that will be. I'm not quite sure. Maybe I should choose now so you can know, and then we can all do it together. If I can't figure out a convenient time straight off the top of my head, then I will come back. Okay, let's say we're going to start at 1 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time tomorrow on Tuesday, the 17th of March. Now that is midday in Australian Eastern Standard Time, and that is 10 a.m. Australian Western Standard Time, and that is a whole bunch of other time zones in other places that I'm not quite sure about. So I'm going to be introducing one practice tomorrow, and then each day we're going to add another practice. And my invitation is, it's not even in the practices, it's in the willingness to show up. And you don't have to show up live when I show up, as long as you're committed to finding that video every day and doing what I invite you to do every day. That's like, it's a little bit uncomfortable because it's a bit inconvenient. It'll be easier just to do my own practice of devotion. But what we do together, we exponentially increase in power. So everybody who wants to join me can. And I'm going to share this in I'm Spiritually Fierce, my online community as well, and make sure that they know that this is an option to join. And really to create, as I've been talking about a lot, that ripple in the field by showing up even when it might be a little bit inconvenient. And that is the intention of a sadhana. It's showing I am willing. I'm willing to get past my own needs. I'm willing to put down my littleness to step into a bigger act of service right now and to be the leader that I am. So if you're here with me live and you would like to comment, yes, I'm in. I would love to see, that commitment to doing this. I'm doing it anyway. It's going to be amazing. I love committing to anything over a course of time because I really feel like it gets me really focused and really diligent. And I will make sure it's a really fun and joyful experience as well. So it's something that I really hope a lot of you will be willing to do. Talia's in. Thank you, my darling. I have no doubt that you are my great spiritual leader sister, because it is a really powerful thing. You can add it to your own devotion. I'll still be going to my 6 a.m. vinyasa. I'll still be doing my consciousness encoding. I'll still be doing all the other tools I use. But this is it's not going to add up to more than about 20 minutes, even by day 5. So it's really a possible, addition to your existing devotional practices. And for those of you who might be a little bit haphazard with your devotional practices, this might get you a little bit more committed. So Sam's in. I'm very excited about that. Donna's in. Thank you, gorgeous sisters. And this will be a powerful complement to your work in the 3rd level, of course. So I'm excited to see you join. Tammy's in. Yes, we're doing this together. This idea of really, being willing to just get committed in a disciplined way to show up to our devotion, which we should be doing all the time anyway, because that's how this stuff works. Tegan's in. Thank you, gorgeous Tegan. But when we're in an extraordinary time, this becomes our service, because when we are on this path of awakening and we are willing to show up, then we are showing by our demonstration what is possible. And if at this time in our world's history, us on the path don't remember to privilege our awakening journey first, then what's the point, really? It's kind of doesn't make any sense. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. More details will be coming. I'll update this so you can see. Tomorrow will be 1 p.m. Australian Daylight Savings Time. It won't be a long practice. We will be building practice, practice, practice. So you'll have 5 amazing devotional practices to add to your already existing devotional practice, or to create one for you, and it will be really beautiful. So please do comment on this post if you would like to be part of it. As I said, I'll be inviting my community of nearly 5,500 into this practice as well. And I think we're going to create a beautiful ripple in the field. You don't have to do it at the same time that I'm doing it, just committing to showing up and committing to actually, being part of this demonstration of the fact that we, as the spiritually fierce ones, the sacred leaders right now, even in the midst of chaos, will not forget what comes first is non-local 5D energy, and then 3D comes after that. And who knows what miracles we might create. All right, dear beloveds, it's my absolute privilege to serve you. So much love to you all. And also, yes, I think Michelle said she loved my t-shirt. I love this. I'll show you what it says if I can stand up. It's Jesus is my homeboy. There's my boobs. I got this back in Topshop in the UK, in London in 2004. I just have kept it forever because I just love it. And yeah, it's great. I'm not sure if we can get them anymore, but I think we should. So yes, please say if you're in. This is going to be a beautiful journey that we can all go on together. And in that we create community. And right now our online communities are everything. So let's show up to them. So much love to you all. Bye.